Hey, how's it going, my deadly mercenary family? Cosmic Mercenary here, bring you a topic video for today. Just letting you know real fast before we start this topic video, I'm going to be try to upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and every other week Saturday for a versus video. So not this week, but next Saturday I'm going to be putting up a versus video. So go to Instagram and tell me any options or anything you want to say, because that's where I'm going to put the next video topic or the next versus video topic, so you could vote who would win and why they would win, and give me your best discussion about the topic. But right now we're going to be talking about why DC has this major advantage over the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And you might be thinking, oh, Cosmic Mercenary, you're kind of crazy. Marvel has this in the bag. It's about to be like 2020, about to be over, you know, Inhumans, what up? Yeah, but I think DC has a couple things up their sleeve that could potentially make them a better cinematic universe than Marvel has at the moment, and here's some of the reasons why. So Marvel's storytelling formula is very simple, formulaic storyline. It's a timeline that's from start to finish so far, and it's basically origin stories, then a big movie such as the Avengers. And we got sequels and or origin stories, and then we have Avengers 2 or Civil War or something like that. It's very formulaic, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's formulaic, you know, and that's not what DC has. What DC has is this mom spaghetti kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Eminem must have been thinking about the DC Extended Universe in the future when he said mom spaghetti, because that's what they are right now. Because at one point we're in Man of Steel origin, and then the next thing we have Batman that doesn't have an origin, but he's just there in the movie for Batman v Superman. And then the other part of the Dawn of Justice, Wonder Woman's there for whatever reason. We don't know what's up with her, and then she gets an origin movie, and it's just all over the place. So their storytelling so far has been from like, we're in the present to back then, and it doesn't really matter because we're going before Justice League. And a certain way, that's actually a strong point of DC. And even though DC has this very convoluted timeline, this mom spaghetti type of timeline, the DC mom spaghetti timeline is what I'm going to call it now, it could be a strong point. It could be the most tastiest mom spaghetti that anybody has ever eaten in their life. And here's what I mean by that. What I mean that it could be a strong suit is that they could basically use a big movie to introduce new characters, and if the audience like those new characters, for example, I'm not saying this was the case for Wonder Woman, but I'm just saying, it's no coinkydink. Okay, maybe it is coinkydink, but they basically put up Wonder Woman, and then they basically put Wonder Woman in the DC Extended Universe by Batman v Superman, bringing us to Trinity, which is great and all. And after that, they were able to make a Wonder Woman origin story that people loved and people enjoyed and people wanted to see. Why? Because Wonder Woman already existed, and they just want to learn more about her. So that's what I'm trying to say by strong suit. They're going to introduce new characters out of the nowhere, such as Batman also is pretty out of the nowhere. But we already know his origin story, and there's no need for us to go back and revisit how his parents died and all that stuff. You just put them in, and if we enjoyed the character, then they just make more movies involving that character. And that's very important, because what Marvel does is makes an origin movie in hopes that you like the character, such as Ant-Man and Doctor Strange and other kinds of origin stories for the characters. And even though they're Marvel and everybody eats up their merchandise and all their shows and all that stuff, not a lot of people can resonate with that type of story. They have their favorite. They have their Captain America, and maybe they're only gonna go see Captain America, or they're only there for Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and all that stuff, Thor, Chris Hemsworth, all that stuff. They've already trying to gamble with their new characters, and if people like them, which most of the time they do, I'm not saying they don't, I'm just saying if people like them, they just continue. But what DC has is that they can reveal new characters, and if they have a strong audience connection, then they could just start making either origin stories or just new movies involving that character, such as Batman and Wonder Woman. And who knows, whoever else comes up in the DC Extended Universe, we could make those kinds of origins. Another thing that I see that DC is trying to do is trying to make a lot of movies. Like just recently we have heard about Batgirl, Nightwing, the Gotham Sirens, Black Adam, etc, etc. We've heard of a lot of movies that DC wants to make in a couple years, and like within the 20, this year and 2022 or something like that. And I'm just saying that's really ambitious, and they should go for it. And I don't want every single film here to be big budget movie. I want some things like Nightwing to have a small budget similar to Deadpool, and have a new director, and you feel a good director, but I don't want it to be this blockbuster hit, I want them to be little small movies that in the end of the day, because right now so far their ambition goes to 20 movies. So at the end of the day, they could do small little movies that don't cost as much, and then they could just, if they work, then they'll make a lot of money out of it, just similar to Deadpool. And in the end of the day, it'd be a great collector's item to have all like 20 plus movies in one box. That'd be awesome. Similar to the animated movie box that's coming out, but yeah, that's what I think. That's one strong suit that I see them trying to do. They're very ambitious type of company. However, one advantage that DC has being second place in the movies is that if Marvel messes up, I'm not saying that they have, I'm not saying that they will, but if they mess up, DC could look at them and say, wow, they messed up. They could just completely 180 that. 360 will just mess up themselves, which most likely they might as well also mess up, whatever. But anyways, 180 the whole situation, and so we're going to completely do the different of what Marvel did in that situation. I'm just saying that it will happen, but I'm just saying if it does happen, then DC has that opportunity to say, you know what, guys, Marvel might have messed up, but we DC, we're not gonna do that. So come over here to DC bandwagon or whatever you want to call it, and let's skedaddle. For example, one of the things that always makes me laugh is when they first revealed the Xbox One, and they had all these features that were like, yeah, and the audience were like, no, and then PlayStation 4 was like, oh, everything that Xbox said, no, we're gonna do the opposite, and I'm pretty sure they're like, we're gonna do the exact same thing, but it failed, so it's just the complete opposite. It's like, got it, sir. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. At least in my mind, it went like that, Yeah, I'm a weird person. What are you gonna do about it, punk? And last example that I have of different companies doing this is the iPhone versus Android. iPhone was revolutionary, one of a kind, 5 years ahead of their competitors, or whatever we call it. But those 5 years caught up pretty fast, and the iPhone has kind of just stuck there with the same kind of model phones and kind of the same applications. Not really big deal, but it's funny because Android phones have been able to do a lot more, such as multitasking, where I could write a message to my girlfriend and I could watch a YouTube video at the same time. There's no need to be like, oh, I gotta close the app, I gotta buy some YouTube Reds or any of that. No. It's just, split the window, and I could be like, oh, I love you, honey, and it'd be like, oh, Philip DeFranco, I kind of like you too. Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry, honey. But all in all, I'm just trying to say is that DC has some advantage to their downfall, basically, to their bad, whatever you guys think that they're bad. They're bad storytelling, they're bad movies, but they do have some advantages over Marvel, because Marvel is the OG. I'm not gonna lie, they're OG with the cinematic universes. So I'm just gonna say that DC has some advantages. I'm not sure if they're gonna implement those advantages. I'm just saying they have a lot of advantages. And all in all, I'm not trying to say that DC's better, but we do have Batman and Superman, so I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't unsubscribe. I'm just kidding. I really just want DC to compete against Marvel. That's really all I want to have. For them to have a good time, you know, competing against Marvel. Have a little race, not a little competition, you know, little sparring session here and there. Nothing big, nothing for the grand title, you know. I just want them to compete a little bit more with Marvel, and that's just my competitive spirit talking and yada yada yada. And I used to do cross country or whatever. But what do you think, though? Does DC have some better chances than Marvel in making extended universe, or you just think Marvel's just too far ahead in the game, that they're number one, they're LeBron James, they're the Kobe Bryant, or whatever kind of people you like, they're the Tom Brady, the I don't know what else other sports references I could say, what's his name? The Steve Jobs, not Steven Universe. Steve Jobs of the DC Extended Universe. Is that what you think Marvel is, or do you think DC could actually compete? That's basically what I'm trying to say. But don't forget, while you're writing down, what do you guys think about this video, and or if DC has a competitive spirit to it. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you really liked it. I'm gonna make. So far right now, I'm going to be messing around with the YouTube channel. I am going to try to upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're going to see what type of videos I make during those days. And hopefully you guys like the content and let your friends know. I let everybody know. Let your mom, your dad, your cat, your bat, your hat, your mat know about Cosmic Mercenary. You know, bring them in. Yeah, make them part of the Cosmic Mercenary family. Well, actually, it's a Deadly Mercenary family. And that concludes my video for today. Just stay healthy, guys. Remember, stay vigilant, and see you guys next time.